Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma. Do you remember the pronouns part 1? I told you that there are two types of pronouns. The first one is ad-damirul munfasila, pronouns that stand alone. And I gave you various examples, and one of those examples were anta, antuma, antum, anti, and so on, right? Inshallah, today we'll be learning about ad-damirul muttasila. So first let's understand what is ad-damirul muttasila. Ad-damirul muttasila are the pronouns that are suffixed, or we can say attached. And remember, ad-damirul muttasila come under possessive pronouns. So today we'll be learning about possessive pronouns. But understand one thing, I've made a video like possessive construction that is completely different from this. Possessive construction is for how to build a sentence that has possession of the noun, but here you're going to learn the pronouns that are going to be attached with it. So just don't get confused. What is a possessive pronoun? A pronoun that helps us to convey the possession or the ownership of one particular noun is known as possessive pronouns. Let me give you an example. His brother is naughty. So here, his is a pronoun that helps us convey the possession or the ownership of that particular boy, right? So when we're telling his brother, that particular word his helps us to convey the possession and ownership. Let me give you another example. Her mom was hurt. So here, her helps us to convey the possession or the ownership of the hidden noun. Like her can be anyone. Suppose Fatima's mom is hurt, then we're telling her mom was hurt. So here, her is a possessive pronoun. So we're going to learn the exact thing in Arabic. But here in Arabic, we have some grammar to follow. Now, let us start the lesson. So first, let us have a word. Example, kitabun. Now, I'll be using kitabun for all, which means for all the words, I'll be using kitabun. Because if I use some other words, you might get confused. So we'll start with the basic word kitabun, meaning book. So in Arabic, if a possessive pronoun is to be constructed, there should be some suffixes. What is a suffixation? Example, kitabun plus hu. So that hu is a suffixation that we add. So kitabun plus hu is equal to kitabuhu. This is just an example. There are a lot more to learn. So there are certain suffixes that you have to add certain words so that that word becomes a possessive pronoun. So firstly, let us start with the masculine part. So you all know that there are three persons, third, second and the first person. So let's start with the third person. Having the noun kitabun, so firstly, having the noun kitabun, what suffixation you should add so that the noun becomes a possessive pronoun? Kitabun plus hu is equal to kitabuhu, meaning his book. Kitabun plus huma is equal to kitabuhuma, meaning their book. Kitabun plus hum is equal to kitabuhum, meaning their book. So remember, the second one that I told you was the dual, and the third one that I told you was the plural form. Now moving on with the second person, kitabun plus ka is equal to kitabuka, meaning your book. Kitabun plus kuma is equal to kitabukuma, meaning your book. Remember, this is in the dual form. Kitabun plus kum is equal to kitabukum, meaning your book, and this applies to plural form. Now, do you remember the first person's rule? It applies for both masculine and feminine. So, what I'm going to tell you now applies for both masculine and feminine. Kitabun plus e is equal to kitabi, meaning my book. So, you might be wondering why I'm telling kitabi. So, it is Arabic's rule that we should not tell kitabu e or or something else, you should only tell kitabi, just a ya added at the end. Finally, kitabun plus na is equal to kitabuna, meaning our book. I hope you've understood the picture that I showed you. In that picture, I have given the suffixes that should be added, whether the noun applies for singular, dual or plural. And then I've taken a particular noun, that is kitabun, and I've added those suffixes and I've wrote the meaning. So now let's move on with the feminine category. You all know there are three persons, third, second and the first. So let's start with the third person. Kitabun plus ha is equal to kitabuha. Kitabun plus huma is equal to kitabuhuma. Kitabun plus hunna is equal to kitabuhunna. Coming on with the second person, kitabun plus ki is equal to kitabuki. Kitabun plus kuma is equal to kitabukuma. Kitabun plus kunna is equal to kitabukunna. Finally, the first person, that applies for both masculine and feminine. Same. Kitabun plus e is equal to kitabi. Kitabun plus na is equal to kitabuna. It's really simple. Now I'll show you the picture. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll meet you with an interesting topic in my next video. Until then, this is Hiba signing off from you. Until I meet you in my next video, may Allah bless you all.